Well, welcome back to the third in our series of lectures on database management systems. This lecture is titled The Relational Data Model and Relational Database Constraints. The Relational Data Model was first introduced by Ted Codd of IBM Research in 1970 in a classic paper, and it attracted immediate attention to its simplicity and mathematical foundation. The model uses the concept of mathematical relation, which looks somewhat like a table of values as its basic building block, and has a theoretical basis in set theory and first-order predicate logic. Set theory is a branch of mathematical logic that studies sets, which are collections of objects. First-order logic is a formal system used in mathematics, philosophy, linguistics, and computer science. A theory about some topic is usually first-order logic together with a specific domain over which the variables range. Did I scare you? Well, don't worry. As we progress through our study of relational databases, the concept of sets and domains will become clear. In this video, the first of the series on the relational database, we're going to learn about the relational data model and relational database constraints, relational model constraints, and relational database schemas, update operations, transactions, and dealing with constraint violations. We have a plate full in this video. The first commercial implementations of the relational model became available in the early 1980s, such as SQL/DS system by IBM and the Oracle Database Management System. Since then, the model has been implemented in a large number of commercial systems. Current popular relational database management systems include DB2, Informix Dynamics Server from IBM, Oracle, Sybase Database Management System from Sybase, and SQL Server and Access from Microsoft. In addition, several open source systems such as MySQL are available. We're going to be spending a great deal of time in this course with MySQL. Data models that preceded the relational models include the hierarchical and the network models. They were proposed in the 1960s and were implemented in early database management systems during the late 1960s and early 1970s. These are now referred to as legacy database systems. The relational database has far and away become the dominant model for database management systems. The relational model represents the database as a collection of relations. Informally, the relation resembles a table of values, or to some extent, a flat file of records. It's called a flat file because each record has a simple linear or flat structure. When a relation is thought of as a table of values, each row in the table represents a collection of related values. A row represents a fact that typically corresponds to a real-world entity or relationship. For example, a row in a student relation represents one student, and the related data values in that row might be the student ID, name, first name, last name. The table name and column names are used to help to interpret the meaning of the values in each row. For example, if we create a course table, each row would represent a different course taught at the university. Then each column of a single row would represent related data values about a course, such as the course ID, course name, course credit, and so on. In traditional relational database terminology, a row is referred to as a tuple. Remember that. Record, row, and tuple essentially refer to the same thing. And the table that contains the courses is referred to as a relation. So this is relational database terminology. Tuples and relations. Here you see a graphic of a typical relational database relation. This is the relation student. It has these data elements: name, social security number, home phone, address, office phone, etc. In relational database terminology, these are referred to as attributes. And here you see the tuples. There's one for Benjamin, one for Chung Cha, one for Dick, and so on. Now we're getting into the basic structure of a relational database that we are going to be working with quite a bit. Okay, why don't we take a break here? We've been talking a lot about tuples in this video, so why don't we make that our mystery word, tuple, which is the relational database term for a row in a database. Submit your mystery word and then go check your knowledge in the coursework area. And when you're ready, come on back. We will have another in this series on the relational database and relational database constraints.